How's everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero and welcome back to another reaction video. This time I'm reacting to How to Be Correct About Everything All the Time by exurb1a. Alright, so first things first, huge shout out to DribbleNation over on Discord. Thank you so much for this suggestion. But I don't want to burst your bubble, but I was already planning on reacting to this, but I'd give you a shout out nonetheless because I didn't know which exurb1a video I wanted to react to, so thank you for clearing the pathway for me. But yeah, this one, How to Be Correct About Everything All the Time. I'm starting to understand exurb1a's style by now, so this one should be very, very fun. I have no idea what it's actually about. I mean, obviously he's going to tell me how to be correct about everything all the time, but there's always that weird shift in exurb1a videos where he talks about something that's kind of similar, but like not really, like pretty left. He just goes off the trail. But that's what I really enjoy about exurb1a's videos. So without any further ado, here is How to Be Correct About Everything All the Time. Oh. It'd help if I plug in my headphones. Alright, take two.
One day, Mr.
There we
Sun
go.
and Mr. Wind were having an argument about who was stronger when they spotted a man walking along the road. They challenged one another to see who could get the man to remove his coat. Well, it was Mr. Wind's turn first, and Mr. Wind said, "Right lads, let's fucking rush him," and began to blow and blow. But despite all of this, the man only buttoned his coat tighter, and Mr. Wind blew some more until he was exhausted. But now it was Mr. Sun's turn.
That is amazing.
Unlike Mr. Wind, Mr.
The animation's
Sun was
very different
and restrained, and said, "Right, you dopey cunt."
Oh my god!
All the while quietly whispering, "Take off your fucking coat, you stupid cunt." And the day got warmer and warmer. And sure enough, the man took off his coat, proving once and for all
it's like
that
anime
it's
style.
Nicer just to be nice. Well, Mr. Sun was
he
rather
nice?
pleased with himself, as you can imagine. "Oi, you see that, you fucking wind cunt?" And the day continued to warm up.
God!
The man took off his t-shirt because it was hot.
Oh.
And next he took off his trousers, revealing a number of politically reprehensible tattoos. And Mr. Wind said, "Look what you've done, you stupid sun cunt. Look what you've got and fucking done." For a very long time, many of us believed that the Earth was at the center of the solar system called geocentrism. And to be fair, it does kind of look that way from the ground if you don't know better. But plenty of people in history pushed for a sun at the center model called heliocentrism. One proponent was a rather clever 16th century philosopher called Giordano Bruno. He also believed that stars were distant suns with their own planets.
Just watch.
In the 1500s, remember. A normal idea today, pretty wackadoodle back then. Anyway, the Catholic Church of the day were big supporters of Bruno's heliocentric ideas and celebrated his genius by lighting a big lovely bonfire, which they popped him on top of. Centuries later, in the early 1900s, scientist Alfred Wegener noticed that the continents fit together a bit like an awkward jigsaw puzzle, particularly East and South America and Western Africa. He came up with a theory of continental drift, the idea that the continent started as one big megamass called Pangaea and slowly drifted apart over millions of years. Hey, that's a great idea, no geologist of the day said, and continued to fling intellectual shit at him non-stop for the remainder of his life. It would take about 70 years, or one Bill Murray, for folks to realize
Bill Murray's 70?
Spot on. Kind of difficult to apologize though, what with him being dead and everything. September 15th, 1999,
that's the thing about
and the Mars Climate Orbiter
artists and scientists.
Mars orbit. It does, though with a little too much enthusiasm, barbecuing itself. The reason? Because the spacecraft was quite sensibly using metric measurements, while the software back on Earth was using imperial. I can sympathize somewhat. Having left England years ago, I'm still only able to conceive of the world in terms of stone, inches, and repressed childhood sadness. Anyhow, that's all just the beginning, really, because the history of human civilization is one long failure of critical thinking.
Yes.
Like the time humans invited a big wooden horsey into Troy.
Yes.
Like the time humans killed Julius Caesar in an attempt to save the Roman Republic and killed the Roman Republic. Like the time humans prescribed cocaine to treat hay fever.
Yes.
As a diet pill.
Yes.
As a cough syrup.
Yeah.
Like the time humans repeatedly kept insisting on invading Russia during the winter. It's far too cold. Wear a fucking hat.
Yes.
Or some nice booties.
Booties.
Or maybe some fucking gloves.
Yes.
We are not a species built for critical thinking.
What is happening?
Just to illustrate the scale of the problem, is this a duck or a bunny?
I've already
Or
seen
which
this.
of the two orange circles is bigger? The
They're
one
the
on
same.
the left or the one on the right? Neither. They're both the same size. Likewise, which is rotating
I'm good
faster?
at these.
The sphere or the column in the center?
Not moving at all.
Neither. It's a still image. Your brain is kindly animating it for you. And finally,
These are
if you
cool,
run
though.
your
I really
eyes
like
over
these.
Each of these cat
Kitties!
pictures, is there one in particular that stands out? The answer is this one, obviously,
No.
because she's my cat and she's
Oh.
fucking gorgeous.
Okay, I'm
These
sorry.
are
Was
just
that cat the
the
entire
optical
time?
illusions that
We're
trip us
honest
up.
again.
How the hell are we supposed to see true reality when it comes to things that actually matter in our lives?
You're pretty bunny.
Well, for as long as we've been trying to grapple with old Johnny reality, there has been an enemy sabotaging us at every turn.
I don't
They
like you,
live in
Discount
our brain
Pennywise.
bits, and they are called logical fallacies. The correlation
yes.
fallacy, for example. We live in a world
This video is very
swamped in
logical.
data and numbery wombas, and it makes it very tempting to look for correlations. One that took a shamefully long time to admit was the now obvious link between death sticks and lung cancer.
Really?
Then again, careful there, Chuckles. There's also a highly compelling correlation between the number of people who drowned by falling into swimming pools from 1999 onwards and the number of films around that time Nicolas Cage appeared in. Correlation does
Really?
not necessarily imply
Really?
causation.
Really?
Begging the question, this is the Ouroboros of bullshit logic. Someone
Yes.
declares, I own your house now. You respond, why? They respond, because I have your keys. Why do you have my keys? I already told you, Jerko. Because I own your house. You will see this all the time in public debates. Very weak tea indeed. The slippery slope.
That was very
Perhaps
weak
you
tea.
suggest to someone that it might be time for them to give up
I like
snorting
my
detergent. A slippery slope response would be, well, what do I give up next? Shoes, then water, then breathing? Is
what,
that
just-
what you want? No,
Maybe?
this is clearly not what you meant. It is possible to make a change.
Just keep
to the
sniffing
status
detergent
quo
then, I
without
don't
the
care.
Complete collapse of physical reality. The false dichotomy. This is the dick move of presenting an A-B choice that isn't actually A or B. These include things like, well, either we save the rainforests or we save the whales. You decide.
Why not
Why?
both?
Can't we just do both?
Eh.
Or one that really gets my goat. If science can't prove everything immediately about how the world works, then it must all be magic. What? Why can't there just be an honest gap between science and truth called we don't know yet, but we'll get there one day?
Yeah.
Archaeology, mother lovers.
Oh.
And that's not even the half of it. Our brains are riddled with these bastards.
God, I love his
ready to trip us
videos.
up at any moment. The argument from tradition, the argument from false authority, the argument from because I read half a fucking Wikipedia article.
Yes.
Constantly
I have a
falling
wiki
prey
now.
to silly patterns of thought.
Sort of.
And the only safeguard against them is eternal vigilance. And possibly drugs. All
Yeah.
that being said, one point that rarely gets brought
Don't do
up
drugs,
in critical
kids.
thinking is that there is something more satisfying than winning arguments, and that's not getting into arguments.
Exactly.
As a kid and a teen, I was quite obsessed with psychic phenomena like telekinesis
Ooh.
and telepathy.
Yes.
But the more I looked into it, the more it all just seemed like anecdotal evidence, and so far, no psychic feats confirmed under fair experimental conditions. All the same, I finally lost my faith one day while watching UK daytime TV, and one of those psychics was on claiming to talk to dead people's relatives. I'm sure you know the drill.
I hate
Hey,
these
anyone
people.
in the audience know a dead person whose name begins with E? Or J? Or any letter in the English alphabet? Ooh, I do. Oh, thank fuck for that. And they're telling me they knew you somehow.
Oh god, yeah, it was my grandfather.
And they're telling me they were your grandfather.
Wow, that's incredible. How did you do that?
And I'm
God, I hate
sensing
people
they
like
died
these.
from something that made them dead.
Oh my god, he's a wizard.
He's
Why
a
do these
wizard!
ghosts always have really specific messages, but simultaneously can only remember the first letter of their own fucking names? Anyway, it suddenly hit me.
Ghosty mix ghost
Either this
face.
guy is actually talking to the dead, which
No.
will completely revolutionize modern science, or this motherfucker is taking advantage of fragile people who are grieving for their loved ones, and he's doing it for monetary gain.
Exactly.
Which is a very special flavor of evil, I hope you will agree.
I was
It
about to say
destroyed
it's
my
evil.
faith in psychics, and gave me, shall we say, an overly passionate dislike of people making big metaphysical claims they couldn't back up. And every time I came across people at parties or over dinner who hinted at even the most gentle metaphysical sentiments,
Slapped 'em.
everything happens for a reason or whatever, I became, there is no other way to put it, an obnoxious dick. Because I associated all of them with this one guy I'd seen on TV. I was insufferable. Years later,
It's okay.
however, I was eating dinner with some friends, and a friend of a friend had
Pecan
joined.
pie.
The new guy noticed I wasn't eating meat and asked, and I said, I'm not really into it, and attempted to leave the thing there. But he followed it with, well, if you care about animals so much, why are you still eating dairy products? That's cheese on your plate, isn't it? Uh-huh, I said. Anyway, well, he continued for some time.
Wow.
You're not really
Take the
making a
hint, buddy.
difference. You're probably just trying to demonstrate how morally superior you think you are to everyone else.
Maybe he just
Yes,
doesn't like
that's a fair point, I
meat?
said. In a universe where I'm a Buddhist monk. In this universe, I said, go fuck yourself. And who the fuck are you anyway? And of course, an argument began, ruining dinner.
Cats
completely.
fighting.
Months later, though, somehow we calmed down and discussed the incident, him and I. And he was decent enough to explain that he had a roommate who constantly yelled at him for enjoying steak or bangers and mash or whatever, and he had automatically put me into that very same camp. Much like I had believed anyone who wasn't a hardcore
There's always another side to the
materialist
story.
like me must be a con artist. And that was kind of humbling, because I was no more going to yell at him for enjoying a bratwurst than those poor people I'd been mean to over dinner were going to con me out of money to talk to my dead childhood hamster. And it seemed suddenly that arguments about ideas usually rely
I let
on two
my
fundamental
dog kill
constants.
my hamster 'cause it bit me.
Everyone thinks they're being reasonable, however insane their position is, and 2, no one's going to change their mind by getting called a dick. Looking back
That
on
is
that unpleasant
true.
Dinner, I should have just calmed down and said, "You
that
seem a
dog
bit irritated,
pampered.
mate. What's up?" And we probably could have sorted things there and then. But my pride was hurt, and that was all I could think
My
about.
pride.
Some days you're the pigeon, some days you're the statue.
Vegeta reference
and
for
almost
you.
all of us are ignorant about almost everything. The world is too big not to be.
That's
But
very true.
miraculously finding the mental strength to say,
Yeah, he's spitting
"Alright,
straight up
mate,
knowledge
you've seen
on this
it
half of the
anyways,
video.
Let's talk about it. Is always going to get a better result than go fuck yourself. It relies on
What was
constantly
that?
remembering that the primary
Somebody pause that. Let me know what
characteristic of
what
the
that
same
was.
person is that they think they're clever and usually enjoy insisting that they're correct about everything, which makes admitting to ignorance a rather rare and endearing virtue. In other words, what would
You'll get it one
Socrates do? That's a very different mantra, by the way, to what would Diogenes do, because the answer to that one would be piss on people you disagree with and take a shit in the theatre.
Yes.
That's literally just a small personal request to the new theatre
Don't do
Royal
that,
in
guys.
Portsmouth. Please give my season ticket back. I promise I won't do it again.
Wow.
Despite our species being the smartest smarty pantsers on the planet, human children are some of the most helpless infants in the entire animal kingdom.
That is adorable.
Baby giraffes can
hedgehog?
stand up just hours after their birth, but it takes our infants years before they can be left unsupervised.
That is true.
That means we have to take care of them for a
Excuse me.
long time, out of nothing but kindness. That's me, by the way, back when I couldn't
look like
stand up
Jack
and lived on a
from
liquid
The
diet,
Shining.
so not much has changed really. Cheers.
I'm sorry.
I often
Yeah.
marvel at the fact my mum and dad spent all that time raising me and protecting me and teaching me. They did it because they are kind. It is a debt I can never repay, and they wouldn't expect me to either. That kindness is what kept me alive, and some variation of it was what kept all of us alive in those early years. Do you know,
Dang.
a lower jawbone was found in Dmanisi, Georgia, some time back now. It belonged to a member of the Homo erectus family, our now extinct human cousins. He was a male of about 40 years old who lived probably 2 million years ago. The jaw is missing all its teeth except for one, and we know he lived a long time like that, which means someone was helping him to eat. 2 million years ago, someone was feeding him. Someone cared about him. Maybe someone loved him. Back in deep time, even before our species began, a person or a group was practicing compassion. Someone was being kind for the sake of being kind. I think about that 2 million year old jawbone a lot these days. I like to imagine a little pack of our evolutionary cousins huddled around a fire, knowing little, understanding
Christians
even
wouldn't
less,
like this
before
part of the
recourse
video.
to reason or law or history, before currency and standing armies, before socks, and probably with no concept that one day, 2 million years in the future, their cousins, us, would build this incredible global project of civilization. And if there was some way we could have shown our cousins and ancestors just how far humans
Their minds
one
would
day
literally
come,
explode.
everything would seem alien to them, except
Shit.
perhaps for compassion. Because though they lived in perpetual
Okay, I see where he's
ignorance,
going.
though they were incorrect about almost everything all the time, from that jawbone in Georgia, from other ancient skeletons telling almost exactly the same story, we know that they had kindness. And it is the same kindness that today raises our kids and takes care of our elderly. It's the same kindness that provides disaster relief and medical aid, the same kindness that sustains friendships and writes love letters. Do you ever get that weird wow moment sometimes when you realize that the future isn't just this abstract sci-fi place with hover cars or whatever? It's actually coming. Like one day it will actually be the 22nd and 23rd centuries.
This guy's getting into it.
Just as pedestrian and real as the 21st century is to us. And then do you ever get that second wow moment when you realize that making it to those centuries isn't actually guaranteed? That we could drop the ball at any moment and you think, my God, is anyone making sure we're going to be okay? Is anyone actually steering the ship? Because those sure are some big waves over there. And we've never been this far out to sea before. And maybe if we squint really hard, we can just about make out the promise of land centuries ahead. But between the future and us are 10,000 furious storms of warfare and infighting, and God knows we're in a crisis right this minute.
Shit.
But our ancestors have been here before, living forever on the knife edge of ignorance and death, at the constant mercy of systems inside and outside themselves.
Oh,
that
this
they
is
did not
inspirational.
understand, just like us today. And if there was one thing, alongside intelligence and technology and wisdom, if there was one thing that sustained them, if there was one thing that got them through, their bones are indisputable. It was
Say it, man.
compassion. It was kindness.
Yes! I love this! Every single video, man, he gets me every time! And I applaud him for that.
Doubtless, we will screw up in the future with 1 million
Very
times
true.
the efficiency that we screwed up in the past. We cannot and will never be correct about everything all the time. Ignorance is in our bones, but kindness is in our DNA. And if anyone says otherwise, just tell them to fuck off.
Okay.
With love.
With
obviously.
love.
With
Love it.
love.
Yes. Oh, yes. Bravo.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Thanks for sitting through that.
It's not
Two
over.
things. Firstly, I hope you enjoyed the opening animation because it was made by my best mate in the whole world, Mr. Jimmy Cake Shoes. He's just starting out on here and
Nice.
has a channel with a brilliant parody of Star Wars Episode 3, which
gonna have to
I
check
laughed
it
my ass
out.
off too, and I'm quite sure you will as well. There is a link below if you'd like to go and check it out, or say hi, or wish him dead, etc. It is an honor to have you working by my side, my man, and I'm just incredibly proud of you. Second thing,
I am going to
made a
have to
video
check
a
that
while
out.
ago called Thoughts About Writing, where I was trying to get down everything I wish I'd known about writing when I started writing, but it was too bollocksy and abstract, and it didn't work. So what
Aw.
I have done is make some mini podcast episodes, if you like, all about what to
Oh,
do if you're a
I
creative
enjoy
type and you're
podcasts.
having creative problems. And
I like
also
hearing
how to
him
even
talk.
Get started with writing or whatever else you want to do.
I don't
art-wise.
really wanna
We'll
write.
cover everything from finding inspiration to getting the sads to creating
do like
burnout
drawing,
to
though.
avoiding dark web narcotics. The first few episodes
What?
are up on a separate channel. There's a link below, and I will be
You're an
uploading some
artist,
more in
Harry.
the coming weeks. That's
Oh,
the plan. Anyway,
okay.
I really hope you like them. I really hope
giving
they
me
help
so
with your
much stuff to
creative
check out.
endeavors. Big love. Hope you're keeping safe. Hope you're well.
Big love.
New book coming soon. Promise.
Cool.
Dislike, unsubscribe. I detest you. Goodbye.
Oh, okay. I will do neither of those things. All right, so those of you that are new to this channel and stuff, I want to explain that he just basically said everything I believed in. Like, just be nice, be good to people. Just, it's not that hard. But yeah, this video, it's so good. I loved it so much. Like, the first half, yeah, it was obviously, like, hilarious and stuff. But then, I'm pretty sure y'all guys noticed the part where I stopped talking as much as I did at the beginning of the video, because I was trying to soak up everything. And that was very, very insightful stuff. I really enjoyed it so much. But yeah, just like I was saying, just be kind to one another. Like, I don't necessarily... Well, I guess, yeah, that's how you write all the time, is if you're just kind to one another. Just be happy, be caring. Just be a caring human being, please. We need this. This poor world is dying, and we just need nice people. Just everybody be nice to one another. That's it. That's the moral of this video. That's the moral of my video. That's... moral of my life is what I'm trying to say. Just be nice, be happy, be excellent to one another. Bill and Ted, if y'all guys didn't get the reference. But yeah, this video was super awesome. Like I say in literally all of the videos of exurb1a that I react to, like, his humor is just hilarious to me. I love the way he says things, like the way he narrates. I love everything. Like he puts smart and humor into one video, one narration, and I just love it with a passion. I love it so much. But I'm definitely gonna have to check out his friend's animation channel, and I'm gonna have to check out his podcast. I don't know if I'm gonna react to them on my channel, but that would be a fun thing to do during my free time, even though I'm trying to catch up on Yu-Gi-Oh right now, and it's been forever since I watched that, so trying to binge everything. Love it. Yeah, super awesome video. Moral of the story: be nice to one another. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like down below because it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos like this one. So with that said, I have been Master Zero. Y'all guys have been fantastic, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later days.